11 innocent lives were lost yesterday in a deadly stampede that happened near Chinnaswamy Stadium. Crowds had thronged not just outside Chinnaswamy Stadium but also outside Vidhan Soda where I'm standing. Crowd control measures were clearly not in place. In fact, an evening that was supposed to be celebratory and joyful turned into a horrible evening, turned into a tragedy, leading to loss of lives of so many people. There are, of course, many people injured as well, all of them hospitalized in multiple hospitals in the city of Bengaluru. Of course, today we ask all the important questions and fix accountability. What exactly led to this? Why were there no crowd control measures? And who should be held responsible? Is the government really failing the city of Bengaluru? These are some of the important questions. But before we go into the details of what exactly transpired with our reporters on the ground, let's get you this media bite of the father of somebody who lost his child. Let's listen in.
ನಾಳೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇವಾಗ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು, ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರು ಹೋದ್ರು ಹೋದ್ರು. ನಾವು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಸಾಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ನನಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್. ಇವತ್ತೇ ಬೇಕು, ಇವತ್ತೇ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಳೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಟಮ್ ಗೀಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟಮ್ ಏನು ಬೇಡ ಸರ್, ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು, ಅದೊಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮರಗಿಸಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ನಾವು 1 ಅವರ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನು ಇರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಗನ ಸಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 22 ವರ್ಷ ಅವನಿಗೆ ತುತ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಸಾಕಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಧೋರಣೆಯಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀದಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ದೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನನ್ನು ಇವಾಗನೇ ನನಗೊಂಚೂರು ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ. ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತೆ. ಬರೋದು ಹೋಗೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೋಟಿ ಜನಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
Very heart-wrenching indeed, very, very tragic account of what exactly transpired. In fact, 11 families are mourning at this point, which is obviously very, very tragic. Of course, they wanted to have a joyful occasion. It was supposed to be celebratory. They wanted to catch a glimpse of their favorite, Royal Challengers, Bengaluru Stars. But what happened there was a stampede and loss of lives of people. Let me go straight across to Haripriya, who's joining us from outside Boring Hospital, where a few people have unfortunately died and several others are injured and are being hospitalized and are being treated at this point. Haripriya, take us through what's going on in the hospital. Of course, I believe that you've been speaking to family members there. We know for a fact that government has promised compensation and have also apologized. But the fact remains that a lot of questions need answering in terms of accountability, in terms of the fact that there were no crowd control measures. But take us through what's going on in the hospital and what are the family members telling you?
Right. At the morning here, this is Boring Hospital. Yesterday, about 14 people who were injured were admitted here, and 7 people were announced dead. As of the latest update is that the 7 people that were announced dead, the post-mortem process of that has been completed, and the dead bodies have been sent out. And as for the people injured here, about 5 people were discharged yesterday who sustained minor injuries, and 2 people are still under observation, and the rest have been shifted to the wards and are undergoing treatment. We spoke with the families here. It's just unfortunate that they got stuck in the situation yesterday, and that they were not able to get out of there. They just went ahead with friends to enjoy. One even got swayed by the police's lathi while they were trying to control the crowd. So it's unfortunate what has happened, and everybody is sad and trying to just make sure now that their families are safe and the discharge happens as soon as possible. The total count, of course, death count is 11. Right at the Boring, it's 7.
That is playing out as a result of it. We know for a fact that Chief Minister has issued a statement. He has spoken. He addressed the media yesterday. Deputy Chief Minister also apologizing. Of course, there is a sense of regret. But at the same time, the state government really going on to say that they did not anticipate this kind of crowd.
That's right. As in, when we spoke to people here, that's what we asked them. Did you speak to the chief minister yesterday? Because he was here yesterday to speak with the people who have been through this situation. All they said was, "Ha matadidru mundenu," which necessarily means yes, he did speak, but what after that? It's not about counting back on what happened and assuring and giving out the relief, but also you can't undo what has already been done. So a lot of proactive measures were required, and that angst is there amongst the people here.
All right, Haripriya, of course, we'll keep coming back to Haripriya. They're reporting from one of the hospitals where injured are, and some of the deaths have also occurred there. Politics is playing out as a result. In fact, Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy has slammed the state government, while the Chief Minister here has compared this entire incident to Mahakumbh as well. Let's listen in to this face-off between both the leaders.
ಈ ಥರದವು ಅನೇಕ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್ಗಳು ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ನಾನು ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಥವು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಕಡೆ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಈಗ ಡಿಫೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂಭಮೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನ? ಕುಂಭಮೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು 50-60 ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್
सरकार जो कदम उठाना चाहिए उसमें फेल्यूर था. बिल्कुल कर्नाटक सरकार उस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया. उस पर अंदर जाकर प्लेयर के साथ फोटो उतरने में जितने भी ध्यान था, बाहर प्रॉपर सिक्योरिटी देने में कर्नाटक सरकार विफल था. इस पे मैं जो भी देहांत हो गए, मैं उनको कंडोलेंस व्यक्त करता हूं. मगर कर्नाटक सरकार इस पे पूरा जांच करना चाहिए और जिम्मेदारी मुख्यमंत्री लेना चाहिए.
I'll go back to Haripriya on this. Haripriya, we just heard the two leaders there speaking. Kishan Reddy, of course, slamming the state government here, asking why there was no proper crowd control measures. Of course, the crowd has to be anticipated. Take us through the politics that's playing out and the kind of response you're getting from the state government at this time. Of course, you did take us through what the CM and Deputy CM said. We believe that a magisterial inquiry has also been ordered.
That's right. Yesterday, a swarm of politicians entered the Bowring Hospital first to take stock of the situation. Every opposition leader that entered here yesterday had the same questions to ask: who will answer for the lives that have been lost? A lot of actions can be taken after the incident, but what about the things that didn't go right yesterday? Why was there no enough control? Why was there not enough checks and balances in place that this ended up happening? Because the fandom is something that's known. It was expected that huge number of people would turn out, and also why was there a need for two events? Were the questions that has raised by the leaders of the opposition, and also questioning the ability of the ruling government here to handle situations like this? And was it a hasty decision to do it as early, just after a day after the win? The government, of course, as we know, the D.K. Shivakumar has already apologized, and Siddaramaiah also has spoken about it in terms of giving the relief and all of it. So everything the government is doing right now is on the corrective measure front. While they are acknowledging the event, is the accountability enough is the question that the people are asking here.
All right. Thank you, Haripriya, for bringing us those details from the hospital. We also have Deepak Bopanna joining us from Chinnaswamy Stadium. Chinnaswamy Stadium is where the tragedy struck. Deepak, of course, you've been extensively covering this entire incident since yesterday. In fact, you were witness to it as well. You also spoke about the sequence of events, Deepak, that transpired yesterday. We believe that there were free tickets given, which is what led to overcrowding and people really falling on each other. Take us through the sequence of events at Chinnaswamy Stadium yesterday.
Well, I'm now at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, exactly at the gate where the major stampede that happened. And I'm going to take you through the scenes here. You can see footwear that's strewn all over the stretch of the road. It's not yet been cleaned up. and we should note that, while we look at this footwear, it's a grim reminder of what transpired yesterday. And I'm going to show you the gate as my video journalist will now pan. This is the gate where, they began to start, funnel in. Now, we should note that there were thousands of people across this stretch of the road. The gate was only opened partially. This portion of the gate, and you can see probably about 2 to 3 people at a time can squeeze through. Only that was open because they didn't want the entire crowd barging in. Initially, there was a ticketing system in place, but with the crowds that had turned up, they realized that was nearly impossible. When the crowd started to barge in, that's where a stampede-like situation began. These are the barricades that were pulled down. Eventually, people got trapped under the barricade, and people started to step onto them. That's what led to the deaths, is what we are learning. These are, of course, initial findings, and more importantly, this is based on the eyewitnesses, victims themselves, and the police personnel who are here. But the sheer number of footwear that's still strewn all over is an indicator of how bad the situation was. Yes, there were thousands of people. Yes, in fact, I would say there were more than 1 lakh people here. But there should have been anticipation of such events, and mostly the amount of police that were deployed here were much lesser than what was required, is what I'm picking up, because there were 2 different locations that they had to man, especially with the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister, the Governor, and the players making their way to Vidhan Sauda. Many say that most of the police personnel was shifted there, leaving this place probably under in terms of the number of police personnel who should have been here to control the crowds.
Right. Also, Deepak, a lot of war of words between government and opposition. We've been hearing reactions from both sides yesterday. But the criticism that's coming from the side of the opposition and many within Bengaluru is that the government was in a hurry to take credit, which is why they wanted to hold this event quickly, without really taking into consideration what the consequences could be, without really arranging, without really making the right security arrangements for it. That's the criticism coming in the way at this point.
Now, we should note this, that yes, there was grand celebrations after the win. It went late into the night. Now, they wanted to have a victory parade. Initially, the police suggested against it because of the traffic problems it would cause and the number of people who turn up, which would lead to a situation. Now, we are at about 8:15 in the morning. You're already looking at the amount of traffic there is, and it only intensifies through the course of the day. While we look at the number of people that turned up, the government says they didn't anticipate it. But with the celebrations that happened even after the match, one should have assumed that there would be, of course, a huge turnout. And if there was going to be such a huge turnout, how much was the police personnel that was going to be required to be deployed in this area is a question that comes up. Now, while all of these questions lingered, if there was a question mark about the safety of people, then should the priority of people's safety being kept above these sort of celebrations is the question. If they were not prepared to have so many people hit the streets, then why did they make that announcement? There was so much confusion about whether there's going to be open bus parade or not. And these sort of question marks is eventually what led to this disaster happening, because there was no clarity. People turned up, wanted to get inside, passes, free passes or not. Finally, free passes being announced, police personnel being divided in multiple places. So, and also the people somewhere, some of the fans at least, were to blame as well, because they were not following the required decorum. They were not, following the rules that were set forth. This is not everybody, but to control such people, you need police personnel as well to man these areas.
Right, Deepak, stay on with us. Let me go back to Haripriya. Haripriya, you were also at the events yesterday, the celebratory events. Of course, you all were bringing live reports from both Chinnaswamy Stadium as well as from Vidhan Sauda and so on. So what is it that you witnessed? Were there enough contingency plans? Were there enough cops? Were there enough emergency vehicles and arrangements that were put in place? Since you all were also covering it and you witnessed it, do you think what the arrangements that you witnessed yesterday was enough to control that kind of crowd? Clearly it wasn't, but what were you witnessed to yesterday?
The crowd kept boiling up yesterday. It just kept increasing and increasing, and that's how it got outnumbered. Of course, there were checks and balances. There were police officers deployed, but was it enough? Is the question, because the amount of crowd that was there was huge, not just at the Vidhan Saudha and at the other locations, but also throughout Bangalore, everywhere. It was heavily flooded. The entire route that the bus followed was filled with people. Multiple chances of things going wrong were there throughout the day. But was that enough vigilance? Definitely not, seeing how it has turned out. Probably there could have been more checks and balances put in place in order to control this. The people that we spoke to here also told that it's not like there wasn't security, but it's just that it wasn't enough. They got outnumbered. There was nothing anybody could do after a point. Everything was pure chaos, and people who got hurt did end up getting hurt.
All right, let me go back to Deepak and ask the same question to Deepak. Deepak, of course, initially when we were covering the story, it was joyful, it was celebratory because it was about RCB's win and their welcoming that was being covered. And, you did show us the number of people that had gathered here. But did you see enough police vehicles, enough police vans, enough ambulances and all the emergency services in place?
Well, there were ambulances in a few places, but not as many as you would need for the sheer number of people that turned up. If you ask me, were there enough policemen? Well, to have a crowd as large as we did yesterday, it is impossible to have the required number of policemen in a matter of a few hours, because that would have needed policemen to be brought in from other districts of the state as well. More additional forces need to probably have been brought in. The rapid action force probably was required. For this, there was more planning that should have gone about. That's why the police had suggested that, well, we're not in a position to allow for any sort of a parade, any sort of an open bus to move around the streets of Bengaluru. But even then, that was being mooted even till the last minute. And then two different events happening in the center of the city also meant that the police had to be deployed in two different locations. There was also a lot of VIP movement, which also meant that there would be police personnel put in those locations too. So all of this led to somewhere the manpower which was available as well being divided, not being available at most of these crux situations like the Chinnaswamy entry gates, where most of the chaos was witnessed. And right now, what is even more surprising is that it's not very clear whether the police need to investigate anything, and that's the reason they've left the barricades in the same way that they were, the footwear in the same place that they were. Now for people who are passing by, it's become a spectacle of sorts. This is where there were people who were found dead, where people were injured, and for everyone going to work and going to schools and colleges now, it's a spectacle of sorts, with the BBMP not even cleaning up this mess that has been created yesterday. So while questions are being asked about how things were handled yesterday, there could be, of course, questions asked about whether a little more could have been done, at least to clean up this, so that people of Bengaluru who are in a celebratory mode, who were witness to tragedy yesterday, don't have to at least go through, witnessing scenes like this in the heart of the city as they make their way to work and make their way to, college or wherever they're going about at this moment. Back to you.
That's right, Deepak, and also RCB has reacted. Virat Kohli himself has reacted. He says he's absolutely gutted. But a lot of questions being raised on why they went ahead with the celebrations despite the stampede incident that occurred. Of course, we are getting reactions from the top RCB players, including Virat Kohli.
Well, now we should note that there were so many people, there was so much happening, even for us who are on the ground to get information just 300 meters from this particular location that I'm standing in was very difficult. So, there was a lot of VIP movement. Players probably were unaware that there was a stampede that happened, because initially after the stampede, whoever were injured were moved out. Those who lost their lives were moved out. The information, of course, had to be passed on. After they went inside, I'm told that there was information that, went to them. By then, there were already over 35,000 people inside the stadium. Then there was a small program. I'm told that they abruptly even curtailed the program after they learnt about this. This is at least what they are saying. But if they did, of course, know that this has happened and then they continued with that event, that would have, of course, been completely, unacceptable. But the explanation that they are giving is as soon as they learnt about this tragedy, they curtailed the event, and let's hope that's the truth here.
All right, thank you to both Deepak as well as Haripriya for getting us extensive details from the ground. Of course, we'll keep tracking the story with you. Let's also get in some reactions now. We have reactions of both the IPL chairman as well as BCCI VP. Let's listen.
निश्चित तौर पर जहां हम इस घटना के बारे में हमें बहुत ज्यादा दुख है, लेकिन तो कहते हैं कि ना, जैसे जब भी ऐसी कोई दुर्घटना हो, यू हैव टू लर्न योर लेसन्स। तो हमने वो सीखा है और हमें कोशिश करेंगे कि आगे से जब भी ऐसा कोई कार्यक्रम आयोजित होना हो, चाहे बीसीसीआई के परव्यू में होना, आउटसाइड ऑफ इट होना हो, हम उसके बारे में सबको सेंसिटाइज कर सकें ताकि ऐसी दुर्घटना भविष्य में कभी भी ना हो। इस बात को हम निश्चित तौर पर सुनिश्चित करेंगे। इस चुनौतीपूर्ण समय में हमने जिस तरीके से इस कार्यक्रम पूरे टूर्नामेंट का आयोजन किया, कोविड में किया, कभी ऐसी दुर्घटना हुई नहीं। बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और पूरी बीसीसीआई को इस बात का बहुत दुख है। लेकिन जैसा मैंने कहा, इससे सबको सबक लेने की जरूरत है कि इतना बड़ा अगर फैन बेस हुआ है तो आगे कभी भी ऐसा कोई कार्यक्रम आयोजित करना हो तो ऐसी कोई दुर्घटना फिर से ना हो, इस बात को हमें सुनिश्चित करना चाहिए।
बहुत दुखद घटना हुई और हम सब लोगों को इसका बहुत बड़ा जो है, ये इस दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना का बहुत बड़ा दुख है और हम जो भी मदद हो सकती है अपनी तरफ से सब लोग मदद करेंगे। और किसी को अपेक्षा नहीं थी कि इस तरह की घटना होगी, क्योंकि लीग के मैचेस में इस तरह भीड़ उमड़ पड़ेगी लाखों लोगों की और इस तरह भगदड़ हो जाएगी और लोग मारे जाएंगे, हमने सोचा भी नहीं था। तो इसलिए बहुत बड़ी है। पहले कुछ अंदेशा पुलिस को था, जो मेरी बात हुई कर्नाटक गवर्नमेंट से, तो लोगों ने बताया कि उन्होंने इसीलिए जो है वो कैंसिल किया था, रोड मार्च जो था, रोड शो उन्होंने कैंसिल किया था और स्टेडियम के अंदर कार्यक्रम रखा था जैसा विश्व कप में मुंबई में हुआ था। लेकिन इस तरह बाहर उसके भीड़ इतनी हो जाएगा इसकी किसी को परिकल्पना नहीं थी।
We also have with us a guest joining us on this important story and discussion on what's really going wrong as far as Bangalore's infrastructure and management, crowd management is concerned, especially as far as events of such large scale are concerned. We're joined by Sandeep Aniruddhan. He's the convener of Citizens Agenda for Bengaluru. Mr. Aniruddhan, thank you for joining us on this discussion. Of course, you represent the people, the citizens of Bengaluru. My question really is, Bengaluru is the IT capital of the country. It's a bustling metropolis. So a stampede incident occurring in the heart of the city is something that's unexpected or rather unheard of. So what do you think really led to this? Looks like the city is bursting at its seams in terms of all kinds of infrastructure issues. But who according to you should be held responsible for a tragedy of this kind?
Firstly, my sincere condolences to all the bereaved families. This is very tragic. And if you ask me what was more tragic, it was the press conference last evening, which showed a government which is clueless, which is out of touch with reality. And if you ask me what Bengaluru faces is this: we have a government which is completely out of touch with reality. It was trying to fleece an event for publicity. The anxiousness of theirs to gain publicity out of the victory of private cricket franchise is what has led to all of this, with zero planning, with they didn't pay. See, there is a process for how public events are allowed. The Deputy Commissioner of Police has to give permission before any gathering of hundreds of people are allowed. It is common knowledge that in India, cricket is a religion. It's the kind of frenzy, the following it has. Even a lay person would have estimated that there would be lakhs of people if you had a victory parade. There were victory parades in Mumbai in the previous years, in Hyderabad. There were lakhs on the street. So if a government says we did not anticipate this kind of crowds, that is the most unimaginative excuse. then this government doesn't deserve to be there. If you ask me, somebody has to take the bullet for this. It is the city in charge, D.K. Shivkumar. Over the last 3 years, he has already proven to be a menace for the city. They have shown zero imagination in terms of governance. They have not held elections to the
Obviously
city government.
shocked.